I'm talking about this because I know I am not the only one out there with this problem. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew Caroline, and today I am coming to you with something very personal. I mentioned in my first new video of this year that I want to talk about several different things, document several different things in my life, and one of them is my neurodiversity. I have a couple neurodiversities, one of them being dyslexia, one of them being dyscalculia. I am in the process of trying to get tested for ADHD because it runs in my family, and me and my sister had a podcast a few years ago that she started, brilliant sister. And you know what, I will link it below because it's a great podcast. I highly recommend people go listen to it, not just because I'm one of the hosts, but because it's a very good podcast about our neurodiversity. And while doing that podcast, I discovered that I hit every marker as a child for ADHD, as a female presenting ADHD. So I want to get tested and find out if I had that. Right now I'm on anxiety medication, which actually has been helping, which is nice. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Okay. So, what I'm here to talk about today is my dyslexia and barriers that I come in contact with while trying to better myself and improve my life. So, for about the past 6 years, I have been driving Lyft, which has its pros and cons. A pro has been my ability to pick my hours and also not get confronted with my neurodiversity in a professional setting. But I can't continue to drive the car the way that I have been. And I need to provide more for my daughter. So, I've been applying for jobs using Indeed and ZipRecruiter. And I keep coming across barriers in applying for these jobs. Things like they want you to fill out their own application, which in itself isn't a problem, but they have things that they want me to fill out, like what your major was in college, and it doesn't let you copy and paste the list. I can't copy and paste the list, and I can't read the list just the way it is. So I have to either spend hours typing each category and putting it into a computer system that I use to read for me, or I have to wait for my husband to get off of work to help me. Another one is tests. They like to give you timed tests. Not only do I need more time on tests as a general rule anyway, But the tests don't typically let you copy and paste them either. So once again, I have to wait for my husband to get off of work to help me apply for jobs. And it just feels like this world is set up to keep me out. I'm talking about this because I know I am not the only one out there with this problem. Dyslexia is one of the most common neurodiversities out there. It is genetic. And dyslexic children grow up to be dyslexic adults. Dyslexia is not something that you grow out of. And it is something that affects more than just reading. So, I think it's important for me to show people what dyslexia looks like, and this is what dyslexia looks like. It is very disheartening to not be able to do these things on my own. To be confronted with the fact that this world is not built for me. And it's not built for me because people don't think about me. I know it's not because they're trying to keep me out. It feels like that's what it is, but I know that's not what it is. I know it is simply that most people don't think that the 38-year-old woman is going to have issues reading. For a neurotypical reader, it's not something that they are going to think of as a thing, because they take for granted how easy reading is for them. And it leaves me feeling also, it leaves me feeling so helpless and inept when I know I'm not. I know I'm not. I know I am smart. I know I am strong. I know I am a hard worker, and I know I'm a capable person. I know I am. But there is just this thing that everybody else can do that I can't do. Which also does scare me when it comes to employment, because, I mean, the stuff isn't set up for me to be able to apply for jobs very well, right? So when I go in there and interview, I have to talk to them about my neurodiversity, because it is something that is going to come up as a barrier to certain aspects of my work. And it is a hard concept for a lot of people to, understand that this is something I can't do. Not very well. It's a neurodiversity. And dyslexia, like every other neurodiversity, does come on a spectrum. So, some people don't have it as bad as me. And I know a lot of the reason why mine is so bad is because of my education. It's because when I was in high school, middle school and stuff, it was it was still something that wasn't fully understood. I mean, it's still something that isn't fully understood. It quite often gets lumped in with a lot of other neurodiversities. And even though it is the most common, it is not a catch-all phrase for reading difficulties. There are several different kinds of reading difficulties. I mean, reading comprehension is a diversity all on its own. You can be a neurotypical reader and be able to read just fine, but for whatever reason, what you read doesn't get stuck in your head and you have to read the same paragraph multiple times. I don't have that issue. If I can read it, I can understand it, and it's fine. But I was not given the proper training in school. And even if I was, I'd still be neurodiverse. I'd still have dyslexia. It wouldn't go away. I would just be able to read better. I mean, my younger sister and my younger brother got to go to a special school for people with neurodiversities, and they can both read far better than me. I did not get to go to that school. We didn't even know it existed when I was in school, so I didn't get to go. So the proper education, the proper training is important. And that's why talking about this is important to me, not only to show what it looks like and to let other people out there who haven't know that you're not alone, because you're not alone. And I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. I feel alone. I feel very alone. But I know I'm not. So I want other people out there to know you're not alone, because I know I'm not the only one. I'm not Tigger. I'm not the only one. So I want you to be seen, too. If this reaches any other people with my neurodiversity. And help people understand my neurodiversity better so that we can make sure that we're getting the proper help to kids in school for their various neurodiversities. So, that is why I'm doing this. And I just wanted other people out there to know you're not alone. Even though you might feel that way. So, now I'm going to go and see if I can make some banana cream cheese muffins where they're overripe bananas before my daughter wakes up from her nap. Thank you, especially if you stayed this long. Thank you.